We march the entire Roman army across the ships, and when they reach the end, they all throw their spears into the ocean. That'll show him who's boss.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the most amusing sketches from classic episodes of horrible histories.
Do you want to be on our side? Because
I'll certainly give it a go. Yep, still got it. Back to the studio.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 20, HHTV News, Storming the Bastille.
The French Revolution is about to begin. Let's go over live to Mike Peabody, who is outside the Bastille fortress in Paris. Mike.
Thanks, Sam. You join me right outside the Bastille, France's most infamous prison, where a large mob of very angry Frenchmen has gathered.
We are very angry.
Yeah, I just said that.
Many believe the French Revolution was the most important event in human history. It got truly heated with the storming of the Bastille in 1789, when revolutionaries captured the Parisian prison for themselves. HHTV News sends Mike Peabody to cover this story, arriving as soon as the revolutionaries take over.
They're in, let's go.
Vive la Revolution!
What he said, are you the governor of this prison?
No.
That right there is the Marquis Bernard de Launay, the governor of this prison.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Peabody hates being sent to the incident, which is customary for all of the places he's sent. While the sketch is excellent, they forgot to mention the fascinating fact that only 7 prisoners were in the Bastille, plus it was about to get destroyed anyway.
Honestly, if you want the job done properly, you have to do it yourself. Vive la Revolution!
So, there we have it. Thanks in part to a long lunch, the Bastille has been stormed. The common people of France have risen up to declare war on the rich. Louis XVI, if you are watching, I'd watch your neck if I were you.
Number 19, Ready Steady Feast, Great Fire of London.
Now you've got all your ingredients to start your fire. I did this by spilling some red-hot embers on the floor of my bakery while I was distracted by a thieving little boy. But to be honest, any method of starting a fire will do. Oh, there she goes. Wonderful.
It's pretty obvious which cooking show was parodied for this recurring segment. One of our favourites was when Thomas Fariner explained how to cook London. For those unaware, he was the man allegedly responsible for the Great Fire of London in 1666.
You'll need a long, hot summer so everything's nice and dry and easy to burn. Next, you'll need a row of wooden houses, like these ones from London's Pudding Lane, where my bakery is.
This scene ended up being one of many where Matt and Jim laughed uncontrollably while filming. While Matt's role is hilarious, it's unsurprisingly not too accurate to the real person. Fariner survived the real fire, but refused to accept responsibility, blaming Robert Hubert for setting London ablaze. Thankfully, Fariner isn't around today to accuse them of libel.
Now your London should be cooking away nicely by now. The flames leaping from street to street, almost as fast as a man can run. And pretty soon, you'll have a great fire of London. Actually, I would think twice before cooking this particular dish.
Number 18, No Monopoly.
No Monopoly, the board game that lets you invade England, just like William the Conqueror.
Okay, I'm king. Bugsy me be the crown.
Thanks, sheep.
Why do I always have to be the wild pig?
Too slow.
The Norman Conquest of 1066 is one of the most, if not the most, historically significant invasions of England. In reality, it was a pretty dark time to live through, as were most of the events parodied in horrible histories. This juxtaposition provides a ton of humour, as proven by this advert for a fake board game, No Monopoly.
Your chance to experience all the thrills of conquering England.
I've landed on Hastings and brutally killed thousands of Saxons. Best build a church, show God I'm sorry. Actually, I did spill an awful lot of blood. Best make it an abbey.
As comedic as it is, the gamification of the invasion is already a real thing. Those board games look way more balanced, and therefore a lot less fun than No Monopoly. We try to avoid playing it with William the Conqueror though, as he seems like a pretty cutthroat gamer.
Community card, my favorite. The English are rebelling in the north. You have to wipe out the entire community. Oh. You've got to love this game, isn't it?
And the great thing is, you can just make up the rules as you go along.
I think I will collect 200 silver coins from the villagers as tax.
Number 17. Guy Fawkes safety tips.
Fireworks night can be very dangerous. I should know. I'm Roman Catholic revolutionary Guy Fawkes, and I'm here to give you a few important safety tips for November the 5th.
The figure most associated with the gunpowder plot is Guy Fawkes. He was part of a group of Catholics who tried blowing up Parliament, but it fell apart when authorities were tipped off. They found Fawkes guarding the explosives, and his name went down in history for it. Here we see Fawkes sarcastically explaining to us how to safely blow up Parliament.
Bonfire night safety tip number 1.
Be very careful when transporting 36 barrels of highly explosive gunpowder into a cellar below the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, no smoking.
While Fawkes was the one captured by authorities, in reality he wasn't the leader of the plot, but he was the major fall guy. While the sketch is humorous, there's a tiny inaccuracy. Fawkes was sentenced to be hanged, drawn and quartered, broke his neck before the full punishment was carried out.
Safety tip number 2.
Always make sure there are no fellow Catholics in Parliament. You wouldn't want to blow them up, would you?
I think I'll write a letter to Lord Monteagle to warn him not to come to Parliament on the 5th. Oh, hang on. Could that jeopardise our plan? Nah, I think it'd be all right.
Number 16. Historical desktop, Elizabeth I.
Oh, another smallpox scar. Just what I need when I'm looking for a suitor.
While only one British queen had the chance to browse the internet, Horrible Histories asked the amusing question, what if more monarchs had surfed the web? This is the recurring sketch, Historical Desktops, which was comedy gold. Our favourite featured Elizabeth I hunting for a husband.
Your Majesty, I bring tragic news. You should check your emails. Amy Dudley, wife of Robert Dudley, has been found dead at the bottom of her stairs.
Oh, that is absolutely... awful news.
This isn't anything to do with Your Majesty, is it? It's just I know that you are rather fond of Robert.
If for whatever reason she did have access to dating apps, there's a massive chance this is how it would have gone down. Also, unlike most shows set during the Tudor era, they don't shy away from showing how gross the figures would have looked. This is a stark contrast to other Tudor-based dramas where everyone's conventionally attractive. The makeup is uncomfortably on point the whole sketch, plus it makes us relieved to live in an era without smallpox.
Right, let's see if there have been any views of my online dating profile. I have rejected a few, haven't I?
Indeed, Mom.
He got mail.
Oh, yippee! I've got to go, Seth. Lots of love.
Number 15. Stupid Deaths, Knights Templar.
Next! Oh, look, a boy band. And who might you be?
We are the Knights Templar.
Yes, I agree. It'll never work. You'll have to think of a new name. Baron Knight, perhaps?
No, we are Knights Templar. Knights from the Sacred Order of the Temple. One of the most skilled and feared Christian fighting units in the whole of the Crusades.
No other sketches in the series have a jingle as catchy as the one for Stupid Deaths. One was created for almost every episode, and they were all a ton of fun. Well, for the viewers, not for the historical figures being parodied.
But as we were making our way through the tents, I tripped over a tent pole.
Yes, and?
And fell headfirst into a hole.
Uh-huh.
Which, unfortunately, turned out to be their toilet.
Oh, hence the woo!
Yes, I got stuck and drowned in the,
One of the funniest is about the hilariously morbid way a group of crusaders perished in 1187. Every character seems pretty disappointed to be having their death ridiculed. Fans of the show instead believe it would be an honour to end up on this segment if they made it to the afterlife.
He made such a noise he woke all the Saracens in the camp, and they swiftly surrounded and killed the rest of us.
I have said sorry about that.
You nincompoop.
Poop being the operative word. All right.
Number 14. Start of World War I.
Gentlemen, we are facing a great war. War? Yes, war.
Why?
Why war? Because an Austrian has been killed by a Serb in Bosnia, and that means war.
I see.
Schools often teach children about World War II before they learn how the First World War began. This is because it's a headache to explain, since it was the result of a confusing web of alliance networks.
Why? Because Russia supports Serbia and Austria supports Bosnia, and so on.
I support Arsenal.
Shut up, Blenkinsop.
Explaining this mess is the joke of the sketch, which, for many children, was the first time they truly learned how the war began. It's one of many examples of why this show is so celebrated. It makes dark topics amusing, but it's rarely done in poor taste, nor is it condescending, meaning viewers of all ages learn something new every episode.
Germany is Austria's best friend, Mal Travers.
Austria and Germany sitting in the tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Yes!
Number 13. Historical MasterChef, Anne Stewart Lady.
4 eager chefs, 4 historical eras, but just one prize. Who will be crowned Historical MasterChef?
I want one of these historical chefs to cook some food for me and for me to really like it.
Another top-tier recurring sketch is Historical MasterChef. While all of them are hits, our personal favourite is the slimy Stewart, Anne. The dish she thinks can win her the competition is whale phlegm and rotten pineapple, something we'd love to see the actual MasterChef judges try.
Excuse me, I can't figure out how this works. Where's the dog?
The dog?
Yeah, in our Stewart house, I cook meat over a fire on a spit, turned by a dog walking around a wheel.
There you go, love.
Ah! That's the work of a witch! Ah!
While it sounds disgusting, all other contestants cooked equally bad things. Other highlights included the Saxon man, who ended up in jail after selling his son for ingredients. This made him the only one not to advance to the next round. Any episode featuring someone from either World War also made putrid meals.
Today I will be serving this. It's called a
banana.
You've seen one before?
Yeah, it's a banana.
They're very new and exciting in Stewart times.
Not now, they're not. I'd seriously think about serving something up with that. Maybe a pineapple.
Are you out of your mind? You can't just eat pineapple. It's far too expensive.
Number 12. British Empire Report.
Well, there it is, the world. And right there, in the middle of it, is England. Tiny little country with a big idea to take over everywhere else and become really, really powerful.
Bob Hale did so many reports for HHTV News that they could justify having their own list. Out of all of them, our favourite was about our own British Empire. If you grew up watching horrible histories, there's a strong chance this was your introduction to our empire's history. Hale explains it in record time, as is traditional, which means tons of details were missed.
I mean, just look at it all. A third of the planet run by one tiny island. But not for long.
One such detail was not mentioning New Zealand, a country commonly missed out of maps and such. So don't forward this clip to any New Zealanders you know. Despite that, no one has explained the Empire better in less than 3 minutes, so our hats go off to Bob Hale.
So India leaves, and everywhere else isn't far behind. 1948, an island goes, see ya island, and then it's Sudan, bye Sudan, and then it's Cyprus, and South Africa, and Zanzibar, and Malta, then Singapore, then Fiji, then Hong Kong, then the screen goes dead, and then the cat's put out, then the phone's unplugged, the lights go off, the milk gets cancelled, the gas is disconnected, and I have to hand back to Sam.
Number 11. Earl of Sandwich.
Ugh. I find myself a tad peckish, old boy. Cook!
Yes, your lordship.
Fetch me some meat.
Yes, your lordship.
You might expect the concept of a sandwich to have existed for as long as we've had bread. Turns out, John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, is credited with inventing them.
Dashed inconvenient, but methinks I shall have to stop playing cards in order to eat unless... May I steal some of your fine bread?
Be my guest.
That's because he wanted a way to eat while gambling. Such an idea is obviously somewhat contentious, as people had been wrapping their food in bread for thousands of years before the Earl came along. It's not the only invention named after an Earl, cardigans were as well. So if their earldoms had been swapped, we could be eating cardigans and wearing sandwiches today.
There! Huzzah! The bread stops my hand from getting greasy from the meat. Ergo, I can eat with one hand while still playing cards with the other.
Number 10. Ready, Steady, Feast, World War I.
Thanks for coming, Paul. I see you brought a bag of food with you.
Well, yes and no. This is ersatz food or fake food. It's what we have to eat in the trenches. Now we have run out of real food.
The first episode kicked off the series with a strong start, featuring iconic sketches like the German soldier on Ready Steady Feast. The show's most disgusting moment is difficult to determine, but anything related to the First World War was particularly revolting.
What's wrong with the bread?
It is made of beans and sawdust.
Oh.
And this is ersatz coffee. This we make by mixing the nuts with coal tar and sugar.
The soldier's supper is atrocious, but it's the milkman's product that makes the host vomit. The sketch shows a few examples of German ersatz foods, but loads of them weren't mentioned. It's probably best you avoid researching them though, unless you have an interest in disgusting foods. You may be glad to learn that not all soldiers had such awful meals, as the Allies would have had more appealing canned meals than the Germans.
Ask him where he found the water.
Where did you get the water from?
Oh, I'd rather not say, really, but if you do find any brown bits floating in there, just fish them out.
Oh, look! Sausages!
Number 9. Viking versus monk.
Warrior! Fight your way through history. You are a Viking, the most terrifying warrior the world has ever known. It's time for you to invade Britain.
Another excellent moment from the first episode was the original video game sketch. This was a recurring segment showcasing morbidly hysterical historical video games. All were amusing, but none topped the original, showing Viking versus monk.
Choose the mightiest British warrior to fight, or just go to Britain and butcher some defenseless monks.
British monk selected.
The humour is dark as always, making jokes about the brutality of the Viking conquests. On the bright side, it does a great job at teaching children about the period, as they're more likely to remember an engaging sketch than a dry documentary. Many viewers wish these were real games, but others think they'd be too violent and one-sided, although that's true to history.
Warrior! How many unarmed British monks can you slaughter? How much treasure can you steal? How many British monasteries can you destroy?
Number 8. Shouty Man, pee-sil.
Hi, I'm a Shouty Man, and I'm here to tell you about new pee-sil non-bio. Tired of your clothes smelling of number 2s? Then why not wash them in number 1s?
We've finally made it to one of the most beloved recurring sketches, the iconic Shouty Man. The side-splitting character debuted in episode 2, where he marketed a revolting medieval cleaning method. While you'd expect to throw up if you washed your clothes in urine, the Shouty Man's charisma almost makes us want to try it regardless.
You said if I go to the loo in a bucket and leave it to ferment for a while, it makes a great bleach for washing Dad's tunics.
I meant when you go number 1, sweetheart.
Oh, I was going to say.
The salesman was so adored that he appeared in all 5 of the original series. A little research reveals that it wasn't only people in the Middle Ages who did their laundry this way. The practice goes all the way back to the Romans and was carried on until the Victorian era. So people have been washing their clothes with pee for far longer than with washing machines.
Compared to water from the river, the fermented piddle in pee-sil is up to a bit % better at removing stubborn dirt and grime.
And it has the fresh smell of old pants.
Number 7. Alexandria.
I think we should call it Alexandria, after our great and powerful leader. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is.
Few historical figures had a larger ego than Alexander the Great. In fairness, we're still talking about him over 2,000 years after his death, so you could easily argue it was justified. One of the clearest examples of his self-obsession comes from his city names. As far as depictions of Alexander go, this is easily one of the most unique.
And you named this one Alexandria.
Uh-huh.
And you named this one Alexandria, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Alexandria.
Yeah.
Alexandria, and further east there's Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than presenting him as a standard Hollywood hero, he feels more like a spoiled child than an acclaimed conqueror general. Some historians do argue that Alexander displayed narcissistic traits, so there's a chance this could be the most accurate depiction of him. We'll never truly know without time travel.
Well, that's the thing. I think it might be getting a bit confusing, don't you? Could we perhaps name this new one after someone else?
Okay, I am the greatest military commander that ever lived. I have conquered the known world, and I am barely 26 years old.
Number 6. Historical Wife Swap, Civil War Edition.
This is Mr. and Mrs. Miserable, the deeply religious Puritan family from Norwich. And they're doing a wife swap with Mr. and Mrs. Merry, the party-mad restoration family from London.
The 2000s reality show Wife Swap was pretty bizarre in hindsight. This led to it being parodied extensively, especially in Horrible Histories. While all were iconic, our favourite was the first, which swapped the wives of two rival families during the English Civil War.
Oh, hello. What an adorable baby. Well, what's her name?
Silence. No, Silence is her name.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
It's one of many sketches that did an amazing job of educating children while being hilarious the whole time. Another great wife swap sketch worth mentioning featured Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette, which led to the French Revolution. It's obviously wildly inaccurate, but if they did try wife swap in the 1780s, we imagine this is exactly how it would have happened.
You like telling people off, don't you?
Well, yes, we do.
And that was fun, wasn't it?
Yes?
Yes, Pose.
And just remind me, isn't fun sinful?
Number 5. Tudor Football.
So, Alan, I understand it's a very important match here today.
Yes, Gary, it's nice to see the whole village has turned out.
Yeah, great to see so much support for the team.
Support? No, they're not support. No, everyone plays for the team. No, the whole village is playing.
Modern football culture looks extremely relaxed compared to what the Tudors were doing. As this sketch reveals, these games could quickly turn into a bloodbath. It more resembles a fight between villagers than the sport we play today.
Yeah, we play between two villages, and the winning team is the team that gets the ball through the cemetery gates of the opposing village.
And this is your ball?
Yes, made of pig's bladder.
It looks like a pig's... Oh!
While this is a Tudor sketch, the Kingdom of England had been struggling with the sport for centuries. Over 30 attempts were made to ban the sport between 1314 and 1667, as it was just so violent. Another reason was that it stopped people from practicing archery, something all Englishmen were required to do in the Middle Ages.
Would it be possible to have a word with the captain of the opposition team?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So, how's the game going from your point of view?
Hi, Gary. Yeah, pretty good.
Number 4. Victorian names.
Now, I don't know any of you, so be sure to call out when you hear your name. Raspberry lemon. Lettuce burger. Bovril. I'm sorry, I think I must have picked up a shopping list.
During the 2010s, Game of Thrones was so popular that thousands of children were being named after its characters. If you thought this was bizarre, just wait until you hear what Victorians called their babies.
Your parents must be evil.
No, that's evil over there.
This is the setup for this sketch, which scratches the surface of outlandish Victorian names that were weirdly common.
I've got an ordinary name, miss. It's Susan.
Ah, that's more like it.
Susan Semolina Thrower.
These names have thankfully all fallen out of fashion. It makes us glad that Queen Victoria had a normal name. If her parents had followed these trends, there's a chance we could be referring to the 19th century as the toilet era.
Has nobody got an ordinary name in this classroom? Yes.
Toilet?
All right, be quick.
No, that's my name. I think that's quite a normal name. My sister's called Baboon.
Number 3. King George IV's dad's dead.
Oh, George, how do you do it? How do you look so fabulous? George, you are worth it.
Few monarchs had as many health issues as King George III did. This meant that his son spent a long 9 years as Prince Regent.
Your Highness, I have some dreadful news. Powdered wigs aren't coming back, are they?
The moment when he finally became king in 1820 made for one of the greatest sketches in the series. It was also one of the hardest scenes to film, as Jim Howick's celebratory dance kept breaking the cast.
Sir, I must tell you, your father is dead. Yes! Get in! Get in!
In total, George IV waited 57 years to become king. Compared to how long King Charles was a prince, that's a short wait, as he spent over 70 years as heir. Charles was probably a more loving son than George IV, though, who famously had a strained relationship with his father.
Sir, I think you may have misheard me. Dad's dead! Dad's dead! Oh gosh, I'm king! You didn't.
Sir, shouldn't you be upset?
Number 2. Shouty Man, Victorian Child.
Hi, I'm a shouty man, and I'm here to tell you about New Victorian Child, the chimney cleaning revolution. New Victorian Child cleans even the most difficult of bends, don't you?
Another memorable Shouty Man sketch comes from the vile Victorian era. It discusses the exceptionally dark period of British history when child labour was normalised. The life of a chimney sweep would have been horrific, but here we see how they would have been commercialised if Victorians had television.
The chimney flue on the left is clogged with dirt and soot, whereas the one on the right is completely soot-free. It's been cleaned with New Victorian Child. There it is now.
Help! I'm stuck.
Sketches like these make us think horrible histories might just have the darkest jokes in children's TV history. If it's a bit too morbid for you to watch, don't delve deeper into the history of chimney sweeps. Turns out the reality was even worse than it's presented here.
Well, Victorian Child now has eye infections, skin irritation and breathing problems. But when your chimney's this clean, who cares?
We'll even throw in this pack of pins to make sure your child remains motivated.
Number 1. Caligula versus Poseidon.
Well, then, who would you have us fight, sire?
Poseidon.
You're serious?
Any sketches featuring the Roman Emperor Caligula are so whimsical, it's tough to believe they're accurate. He only ruled for about 4 years, but managed to be so chaotic that he's considered one of Rome's worst rulers. According to some historians, he declared war on the sea, then commanded his army to collect seashells as war trophies.
But Poseidon is god of the sea. He's likely to be quite big.
Bigger than me!
No, big is the wrong word. What we meant was more,
Goddish?
It sounds too ridiculous to be real, but there is a surprising amount of truth to the story. There is significant debate over whether Caligula was truly crazy, but Simon Farnaby's exaggerated performance is one of the best in the series, so we can't criticise it one bit.
He lives in the sea. That's where we shall look for him.
Yeah, but isn't the sea quite big?
Bigger than me!
No, that was the wrong word. I meant more,
deep.
Yes.
Do you have a favourite horrible histories moment, and did it make our list? Let us know in the comments below.